All in Sports Network. We love sports.
What are the doubters going to say now about the Colts?
Injured offensive line.
I knew it. I knew that's where it was going to go. And then it's like this whole, well, he had interceptions. Herbert doesn't do that in the regular season. Well, maybe. The interceptions happened because of, and maybe all of these bad records happened to the Colts competition because the Colts just are that good.
I wish we had the J.J. Watt clip that we could play. I don't know if you've seen this.
Go ahead.
But he said J.J. Watt, renowned,
Houston,
probably top 10.
Oh, easily the best player ever to play for that other team in Houston.
Mm-hmm. Yes, 100%. Probably top 5 defensive lineman of all time as well. Almost a top 10 defensive player. I don't know if that's necessarily true.
I don't know about that.
I think some people who are biased may have him on this list, but regardless, he said the Colts offense has no weakness. They can screen game whenever they want. They can run the ball whenever they want. They can pass the ball to whoever they want. It does not matter. The Colts offense has no weakness, and that is exactly what talking with Isaiah last night, beefing about who's going to win Chiefs versus Colts.
Of course.
I'm like, the Colts are going to win that game. If it is like next week, Colts are going to win it. But I was talking about how, I said the Chiefs won't be able to keep up with our offense. We will score points, and that's a fact. The thing is, our defense does lack every now and then, but we are missing players on defense. Kenny was back.
A lot.
Kenny was back this week. I didn't even know he was going to be back. I saw him in the game. I was like, oh, let's go. Kenny's back. It makes things easier, especially against a wide receiver core who's pretty strong.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I was excited to see Kenny back. Obviously, Ward is on IR, so we'll be missing him for 4 weeks at least.
At least, yep.
He'll probably be back after that. But
everybody wants to say the AFC West is the best. Well, here's the deal at this point. The Colts are 3-0 against that division thus far, and with only one remaining, and the only organization to be 2-0 in the regular season against that guy that plays quarterback for that other team. So there you go. I'm Kevin. Yeah. This is my son, Liam. We're the Unstable Blues. Happy to present All Indiana Sports as part of the All In Sports and Rogue Media Sports Networks.
Welcome back in. The Colts ran over and through the Chargers, turning Justin Herbert into his postseason version that leaves them as the only AFC undefeated team and still the number 1 team in the AFC. Let's go all in.
Yes, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at All Indiana Sports and on Twitter at All Indy Sports. And don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
Yep, time for the narrative. Jonathan Taylor opened the scoring on a 23-yard touchdown run. Looked like he was going to get stopped, and then he just turned on the Jets, escaped everyone.
He gone. The Chargers answered with a field goal, and the Colts responded with a 17-play drive of over 7 minutes, including a 14-yard Amir Abdullah run and capped by a Michael Pittman Jr. touchdown catch.
Little stat on that. 3 fourth down attempts on that drive. Mm-hmm. After the first one, I was like, what are we doing?
Yep.
Got it. Second one, I was like, oh my goodness. And then the third one, I was like, you've already gotten 2. Why not just go for a third one? Got the touchdown off of it too.
Right.
Like Shane Steichen really cooked this game in his offense. His schemes were brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I loved watching the plays develop and stuff like that. As I'd consider myself an offensive mind, as an offensive mind myself. So I enjoyed that. But after a Chargers punt, Tyler Warren scored a touchdown after a 48-yard Alec Pierce catch that, if he didn't trip, was probably a touchdown.
Yep.
And then a 19-yard Taylor grab and run, which almost was a touchdown as well.
Yep. A few plays later, Grover Stewart did his best Dennis Rodman impression, tipping the ball to himself for the interception.
Yep, that resulted in a 3-and-out for the Colts, but Nick Cross picked off Herbert in the end zone to set the Colts up for a half-ending field goal to put the score at 23-3 at the break of halftime.
Yep. And you think that would be enough, to kind of put things to bed. Speaking of which, Joi Baby Sleep Sacks can help you put your little one to bed. Click the link in the description for more. But the Chargers started off the half with a touchdown. Taylor answered, though, with his second TD after an 81-yard Abdullah kickoff return.
Yeah. After the Chargers matched the touchdown, JT went for the hat trick on a 19-yard run set up by an earlier 29-yard catch and run for Tyler Warren.
Yes, and he was basically untouched on that touchdown run. Then the Chargers answered with another touchdown, but after a 3-and-out for the Colts, the Bolts just couldn't put anything together and ran out of time for the final score of 38-24. All comes with proper training and execution. Farmhounds can help you with your puppies and training them with healthy treats. Country Mountain Dogs, we love it there. Click the link in the description for more on that.
Yep. Stat sheet time. Daniel Jones, 23 for 34, 2 touchdowns, and a 113.4 QBR.
Once again, any game that the Colts win, he has a QBR up over 100. The only game he is not is their one loss. There you go.
Recipe for success.
Jonathan Taylor went 94 yards on 16 carries, 3 touchdowns, and 38 more yards through the air. He is now the first Colts running back. I want that to set in. I want you to think of all the running backs who have come through the Colts. First Colts running back with at least 3 games of 3 touchdowns or more in a single season, and we are not even halfway through the season yet.
Nope.
Marshall
Not
Falk
yet.
didn't do it. Edgerrin James didn't do it. Eric Dickerson didn't do it. Joseph Adai didn't do it. Only Jonathan Taylor.
JT. He averaged 5.9 a carry.
Phew.
That is terrific.
That is the goal that you can set for yourself. Open Goal has a great goal setup and rebounder that you can use in your backyard. Click the link in the description for more on that. Give us some more.
Alec Pierce he had 5 receptions for 98 yards. 2 of them really big, or 3, I think, really big plays. He had obviously the deep ball. He had a really big conversion that before the half to get them into field goal range. And then I believe the final throw of the game was to him.
Yep.
I don't remember exactly if it was him or Pittman, but trusting Daniel Jones in his arm to deliver it, because if they didn't make that stoppage of clock, Chargers get the ball back, could potentially be in a weird situation where you score a touchdown and you're onside kick.
Yep.
It could have just been worse. Trusting Daniel Jones' arm, making the throw to Pierce. What a great catch by Pierce, though. So
yep. And that there was also on the drive before half that deep bomb that should have probably been called pass interference. But again, small market team, they don't get the calls.
play for LA.
Tyler Warren went 69 yards on 4 receptions and that touchdown.
Yeah, Michael Pittman Jr. had 58 yards on 7 catches and had a touchdown himself as well.
Yep. DeForest Buckner was a force with 2 of the 3 team sacks by himself, and he caused a ton of havoc in their pressures and all. It was great.
There was 15 total quarterback hits.
And, if you have that much pressure on you, it's going to lead to some bad things, which led to the 2 interceptions that
one
we
by
talked
tipped
about.
Grove, and then one literally the play before. I told one of my friends, I was like, man, an interception would be nice. Touchdown, and then Nick Cross goes with one hand, pulls it in. Okay, nice. Let's go, Cross.
Yep.
So,
all right. What are some of your intangibles that led to the Colts win here?
the run game, phenomenal as always. Keep going, JT. get that Offensive Player of the Year. I think he is well in the front runner. I saw something that said Jackson Smith and Jigba is having a terrific season himself. A very historical season, they put it. I don't know if that means he's breaking records or whatever, but they were like, Jackson Smith and Jigba doing all that, but Jonathan Taylor is up here compared to him and all this stuff. So it's great to hear that. Maybe because I believe he already has one OPOY
Yep.
from his 2021 season.
Yep.
He is set to not break the rushing yards that he had that season, but break the touchdowns that he had that season, which arguably is more important in my book as a running back. If I could take some of my yards away and add more touchdowns, I for sure would.
There you go.
But so the run game was there, which allowed you to control the clock. I don't know the time of possession, haven't looked it up. But
the Chargers won by a good amount, but once again, I think that maybe kind of is deceiving and kind of did a disservice because what they needed to do toward the end is score quick, but they weren't able to do that.
And to put it into perspective, the Colts got the ball first, and their first drive was less than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And it resulted in a touchdown.
Yep.
You score quick, doesn't matter if they have an 8-minute drive that results in a field goal. It
Yep.
doesn't matter. You score a touchdown, that's more points than a field goal.
Yep.
Keeping their foot on the gas pedal at all times. Whenever it got a little out of hand at halftime, I was like, okay, well, if we score one touchdown in the third quarter, I don't want our backups to come in. I don't think there's a need for that. But luckily, the Chargers started scoring and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay,
Yep.
cool. We won't put our backups in or anything like that.
Mhm.
And then we just ran up the score. Most points per game as well in the league with 32.3, something like that, which is crazy considering that we had a question mark at quarterback. But Indiana Jones has shown something else. So just way to keep your foot on the gas pedal and keep going. So those are my intangibles.
Mine kind of is the same, just kind of that relentless attitude, and then the ball, right? I talk about it all the time. Protect the ball, take the ball. The ball is so important because you can't win the game without the ball. They did a great job with the ball and getting the ball.
0 turnovers, 2 gotten back.
Exactly. You take the ball. You go after the ball. You make sure that you have the ball. That they did a great job protecting and taking the ball. So,
and also another thing is defense, like bend don't break type of defense. We can give up some points here. It's okay. We're up by a lot.
Yep.
You don't need to do anything crazy that possibly gets your players injured or whatever. But the loose defense hasn't been the greatest at all times. In all honesty, our defense is not our strong point.
Right.
But they've come up big whenever it matters. In every single game, and it turns out we win or lose because of our defense. Even though our offense is the one kind of keeping us in the game sometimes, like that Rams game, we lost because of our defense.
Yeah,
we've won every other game because of our minus the high scoring ones. The high scoring ones and then the other team low scoring. Those are just bad opponents, right?
Yep.
But for example, these past 2 weeks, the Chargers and the Cardinals, we have won because of our defense.
Yep.
We have taken the ball and we have protected the ball.
Yep. And then my one criticism is the end of the half where Steichen seemed to just literally be playing for a field goal when it felt like there was an opportunity. It felt like all the eggs were put into that one Alec Pierce deep ball. And when it didn't happen, then it was kind of like, oh, what do we do? And I understand that the Chargers had 2 timeouts, I believe, or maybe all 3. And you don't want to give the ball back to them with any timeouts and things like that for whatever might happen. I understand that. But it felt like even up to you could have run one more play but they just let the clock wind down and called the timeout or clocked it, I think, because they were out of timeouts. It just seemed like when you have that situation, 2-minute feels like you want to slow at the beginning, but once you get that first down, now we're going to cook a little bit. We're going to, try this, try that. But it didn't seem like there was that kind of intensity to even try to get anything but a field goal. And I was like, I know it's 20-3 right now, and this will put you up 20 points, but still, they're working against an offense that has 3 really good receivers and a coach who really loves the run game. And so it didn't sit well with me that there wasn't that kind of urgency before half. So it was relentless most of the time. That's my one criticism, that you didn't really have the killer instinct at that time, Yeah. It was sort of seemed pedestrian.
Mm-hmm.
So then, what is your Mayflower move of the game?
There's a lot that it could be. That Grove pick was big. Both interceptions were big. Especially, I think that cross interception was like massive. But that's not going to be mine. Mine's going to be more towards the end of the game. I think it has to be that Buck sack on that final drive for the Chargers. Put him way behind the sticks. Weren't able to capitalize on anything. Couldn't get anything done after that. It was 4th and 22, and then it became 4th and 27 because of delayed game. But regardless, that sack put them way behind the sticks, so that they kind of had to go deeper on all the routes, which turned out well for the Colts. So that, I think it's that Buck sack to kind of seal the deal, make sure, okay, you guys can't win.
I hear you. I totally understand all of the reasoning. I'm going to say that as a true Mayflower move, the Nick Cross interception is bigger than the moment I'm going to give you, because it happened when you can intercept in the red zone, in the end zone, like you literally took points away. But I mean, Big Grove got a pick, and seemed like the entire bench came off and went down to celebrate with him. I was watching it with your mom, and your mom was like, "Why is everyone leaving? Why is everyone going?" I said, "'Cause it's Big Grove. Everybody loves Big Grove, but yet he never has an opportunity like this to get an interception, because he's the run stopper. Like, he has a different job responsibility. So for him to have that moment in that game and kind of change, I'll give it to you this way, okay? Mayflower move early in the game, whatever, changed the trajectory of the game because of all of that was involved with that play.
By the way, 3 of our interceptions this year are from defensive linemen.
That's true. Latu got another sack as well. So, it's a great day. Well, that's all that we have for today. What?
Our star of the game?
Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry. Star of the game. I got to throw underdog in here too, because, this is a big deal. So hopefully you got this right. Here's something from Underdog. Football's back, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can play with as little as $1. Download the app today and sign up with promo code COLTS to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code COLTS. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 and up, 19 and up in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 and up, and in Colorado for some games, 21 and up in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and must be present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. Okay, I'm sorry I forgot it. Here's the player that hopefully you picked on Underdog Fantasy Sports. Who you got? Who's your star of the game?
Can it be anyone else?
It could be.
I just want to
Well, I
brag
always
on.
have to do it.
I wanted to do this segment because I wanted to brag on my guy, Jonathan Taylor. 3 touchdowns, almost 100 rushing yards, over 100 total yards. Crazy game from JT once again, performing whenever it matters. I've said all that I can about JT. He is the best running back in the league. I don't know what else to say. JT is the guy. He is the only person that I would like to have on my team as a running back. Who cares about Saquon? Who cares about Derrick Henry? Who cares about Bijan? All these people. I don't care. JT is the guy. He can get it done.
That is amazing. My star of the game is not going to be Jonathan Taylor. It's also not going to be Tyler Warren, who I said was my DeForest Buckner was just in Herbert's lap all day. And the people that they were missing on their offensive line were on the outside. So he was going up against the people in the middle and still
He was
like double teamed most of the game. And he was shoving people and swimming people and just like, hello.
I saw one sack, his first sack that he had of the game. He got blocked by one guy and then tried to make a move, got blocked by another guy. I don't know what he did. He like kind of just shoved him and then got off the block. And then he went to go to get the quarterback. The guard got him and he went, nope. And then he went and got Herbert. I was like, that is a big boy play.
He is pushing grown men to the ground as he continues on his trajectory, just absolutely just taking it to another level. So that's my star of the game. But now that is all that we have for today. We will be back tomorrow with Keep the Pace as we take a weekly look at Pacers basketball before it starts this week. Later this week, we'll have our Unstable Pick 6 NFL prediction episode. Crimson Cutback look at IU football and just where else can they go at this point. And our preview of the Colts hosting the Titans once again. 2 games with the Titans before anybody else in the division.
Yep. This is Liam.
And this is Kevin.
Reminding you to stay all Indiana.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.